and welcome to the 2018 summer season of Belong Arena Clash. I'm Elo Silly Woods, and each week I am going to be bringing you the biggest and best moments from Arena Clash. Of course, I won't be doing it by myself. Each week I am going to be joined by one or two guests, and this week I am kicking it off with none other than the voice that has broken 1,000 hearts, Mr. John Allen. John, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I don't know about 1,000 hearts. I think that's an overestimate by about 999 and maybe another one as well. I try to be on my best behaviour, certainly on broadcast.
Thank you very much. So obviously you are an old favourite of Arena Clash. You've been casting it for a long time now, so there's probably nobody better to tell us exactly what it is and how it works.
So the Arena Clash, certainly in my mind, is a focus on grassroots esports in the UK. It's designed to involve people who may or may not have been had the idea to compete in esports before, get them in, get them playing, get them in a tournament, and having a good time. And I think that's something that they've really achieved quite well from certainly all the players that I've spoken to.
And so this is something that anybody can get involved in.
Yeah.
It's something that, people can go and find their local arena, they can take part. But in the Arena Clash in particular, we're looking at the best of the best, right? Right,
yeah. So obviously there is the community aspect of it, but then you have the level of competition that these guys are bringing, which I mean, we saw it last season at the Insomnia Finals, which is happening again this time around as well. And the quality of play really does step up, and it really does develop over the season as well, which is, again, something I'm looking forward to. Well,
I have to say, I cannot wait to take a look at what we've had this week. So here's a little spoiler-free teaser of this week's action. Now, first up, we're going to be taking a look at Tekken 7. And one of the teams I am most excited about has to be the Lionhearts. Now, last season, they were a fantastic team. They've got some of the best players in Europe. And this time around, they've got a different comp. So should we expect as much from them?
I think expecting the same from them might be a little bit folly. I'm hoping they're going to be able to do as well. Obviously, they're an unproven quantity. They have yet to play in this season, so we haven't seen them stand up against the rest of their group. But then looking at who else there is around, you've got plenty of teams that have been together for a long time, specifically York, the York Vikings. Their roster has been played together in, I'm pretty sure, most of the seasons so far. They're very experienced. They were finalists last time around, and now with London changing things up, they have their opening, they have their opportunity to go and finally claim that trophy. But I mean, we've got teams like Manchester, like Preston, and Colchester as well, all doing very, very well. So I think this season for Tekken, it's going to be all to play for.
Well, I have to say, we have definitely got some exciting matches coming up. And of course, today's highlights are no exception to that. So we're going to kick things off with Centurions v Nighthawks. And then we're also going to take a look at the Rams v Steelers. And your casters will be Abominable and Eternal Dragon.
So in the previous season, Colchester, they were very close to actually making it to the playoffs and to the finals. They just missed out, but being back for their second season, we can see if they've really pulled together, really improved on their skills, and see how they can take it in this match.
Very nice. Asuka player then catches in the back. Now, the thing is here, Watmuth, if he gets knocked down, then he may hit buttons on get up, and that's what the death is for him. He needs to be very careful here and just play very conservatively.
Yeah, he's had success with that catching JCHD coming in with the get up low, but as you said, that could be the death of him now.
As a stand-up game, yeah, I mean, as a stand-up game between the two of them, you can actually say Watmuth is probably getting more of an edge.
Oh, was this whiff punish? Bang!
What a whiff punish! Have all of that.
She's not dead though, still.
You can hear a studio popping off of this. It's good when that happens.
Just goes low. He's going to go low again.
Slow-mo
Oh.
City! Had to do that one again. Wow,
3-0.
JCHD 3-0. I've got to say, I'm looking at the range of moves that CZJ's using with Steve, and I would have said stick with Bob, especially on this stage.
Yeah.
Because he was using a wider range of moves, delaying some moves, going for some stuff with Bob. This looks a little bit like he has maybe just a few tools at his disposal.
Oh, there we
Look
go
at
with that
that.
parry. I love that. That was sick. Oh,
And
he
so
gets
is
it again.
this.
Right, CZJ. He's got to make something of this now. The rage.
Now most Steves will run in and do an overhead punch now. Let's see what happens.
Oh, he runs
Does
in
it?
and gets shouldered.
Wow.
No fear.
This is it. This is to take the whole round robin in a clean sweep.
Actually drops his combo there as well. But nice, got the launch now. We take it to the wall.
Nearly.
Nice option there, but just short of the wall there. No duck there.
It looks like he's just waiting to get that final hit.
Nice interrupt there. Spikes him down. There we go, takes it. Padrone take it 3-0 over Watmouth.
There needs to be a comeback of epic proportions. Again, it starts off very respectful, very tentative.
There's a good side step there. Just jumps over it.
Very,
Ooh.
very good.
Seeing a lot more throws and just
And
goes,
goes
for
to the snake edge. Wow.
Watmouth pressing too many buttons.
Nice jab pressure. Goes for the tackle. And look
Wow.
at that. He's remembered the last game when he went for the unblockable. That was angry. Goes for another dunk. Down two, down two.
Yeah.
Very down. Listen,
Again. And
4-5.
again. Oh, will he do it again? Perfect.
Looking for his own Rukang
Yeah.
moment there. That rage drive is like a zero range rage drive as well. You can't really be using it at that range. But this is the thing. You will learn. You'll be listening to your teammates. You're probably watching the stream back. It's all really valuable to learn from.
Yeah.
And again, in neutral, they both look really even. It's just when that knockdown happens.
Padrone just not even sidestepping away from the wall. Don't
There
even
we
care
go.
about the wall.
Flicker one. Went for the Sonic Fang to
Oh,
finish it, but
nice.
didn't get it. Is this going to hit?
He's going to pun it. Oh,
yeah. Caught the sway.
Yep.
Now come on,
One more
Watmouth. Go
mix-up
in.
now.
Go in, Watmouth. And gets caught.
Counter hit. Just hangs her straight in the face.
Yeah, watch out Manchester. Watch out Preston. Watch out York. Colchester have just entered the fray. And wow. Hell of an entrance
Yeah.
to this round robin.
GG's
Really
to
good.
both teams. Well done. So, we are going to get into a great match of Tekken tonight. So,
We are indeed. We're going to go for the Bradford Rams versus the Teesside Steelers.
yes. So, these teams are not as well known as the other ones. The names aren't sort of established yet. But
Yet.
that makes it all more exciting because you don't know what to expect. You don't know sort of what characters are going to be, how the match is going to go down. So I'm excited to see how this goes.
Indeed. Now, we've done a bit of research about some of the players, some of the teams. Now, there's a few bit pieces out there on the internet and to do with these guys' ranks that suggest that the Bradford Rams could be the dark horses of this whole competition. Risky Luck playing it like he's in a rush. It's crazy how fast he's going. Oh, very nice.
So he went for the down jab, trying to interrupt some of that pressure from Leo. Oh, God, unlucky, didn't get more. Got all the way to his back.
Oh, great from Feldy. Should get the wall. Does. Oh,
Oh,
doesn't
this-
get the damage after. That could have been it.
This might be the turning point of Risky Luck, and that could be costly. The get up kick from so far away. Sweet
Gets a
bang,
splat.
stomp on her legs.
Stomperoonie.
Takes a slight backdash. Any distance, he's going to do it. And he runs into the unblockable.
You just don't see it as much.
Yeah. And to see it open play, you usually see it by the wall.
Counter hit back one. Nice. Should get a bit more. Does.
Nice side
Oh,
step.
do
but
more than that.
Yeah, you have to start making use of these moments now.
Oh, went for the... That's a difficult version of that combo. I read that Risky Luck does go for the more difficult combos in practice. Always goes for it. Pushes himself to the limit. Unblockable.
Yeah, he's
There
just
we go.
going to... Very
See,
convincing. That
Average
was
players do
clinical.
2 mids and a low.
See, there we go. That's a good use of the spring kick there. But look at that conversion from Akuma there.
Nearly gets the wall, doesn't? Really good effort. Oh,
nice.
look at that. That deserved its own slow-mo. That was so cool.
There you go. Okay. Oh, he went low. I see what he's trying to do, but just got a bit ahead of himself. The distance wasn't right.
Yuki Kuma's going in to try and get something classic. His opponent's at the wall, go for the low into conversion. This could be it. Doesn't get the splat. Expected it, I believe.
Oh, he blocked the move as well.
Oh,
Nice.
very good quality
See?
there. For some reason,
you go.
opts to just back off for a second.
Oh, unlucky. He made the read with the sidestep, but the second hit of his up kicks on Leo just caught him.
Someone just ducks this more than once.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
Went for an unsafe move. Got all the life to work with.
Yeah, could get launched off that shoulder.
Oh,
Very nice. Oh,
he
one
blocked
too
it.
many.
Oh.
Oh. One low too many again. Such confident play. Both players go for that.
Yeah.
Look at that. Both same health. Both on rage.
Who's going to use the rage drive first? Just taunts.
Cheeky. Cheeky. I told. Look, that's the first time I think they weren't going all in.
How can you just taunt in your face? Like, okay. The distance that covered as well.
Fair play to Feldy. That was really good.
Oh, wow, that was just tip range there as well. Just does it again.
Very, very
Nice
nice.
kick there. There we go. The neutral one. This again. The third time. Last round, he does that. Wow. He's just gonna do it again.
He's got bars to spend. A bar to spend. Spends it, and that will
That's
be
it. 3-0. Wow. That was just decisive.
Just crazy, crazy good. And as I
Yeah.
said, I just can't wait to see them play London. London, I've got the London team in front of me actually. Armwaj King, Senpai Shiki, and just so you know, 3 players who I know that are really, really strong players.
Yeah.
They're going to run into those players, and I think they're going to have a headache.
It's going to be a good match, and because it's not first to 1 now, it's first to 2. That it changes it now. There is no one and done. It's right. Okay, you beat me this time. In those close matches in the last season where the other teams were close and London won, I think if they had another match, it might have been different on some rounds, but now they'll get that chance.
Well, what a start to the season with both the Centurions and the Rams showing some real early promise there. So let's take a look at how the groups are shaping up at this early stage in the season. Sitting pretty at the top of the table are the Bradford Rams. They've got 3 points after winning their game. Followed up closely with the Tyneside Guardians and the Bristol Smugglers who drew, so they're sitting just below the Rams. Now, obviously, we've got the Teesside Steelers, unfortunately, sitting at the bottom of the table. But London Lionhearts are yet to play, and that is really going to shake things up. So we'll have to wait till next week to see if they make an impact. Now, Group 2's table, we've obviously got 2 teams at the top here. So Manchester Swarm and Colchester Centurions, both sitting at the top after winning their matchups. We've also got York Vikings in the middle of the table because they are yet to play and they were finalists last season. So again, this is a team that could shake things up next week. And then, of course, at the bottom of the table, we've got the Norfolk Nighthawks and the Preston Invincibles, who unfortunately both lost their first matches. And finally, on to Group 3. Now, this one is topped by the Kingston Harriers and the Clyde Claymores. They were the 2 teams that won their first round matchups. And then obviously at the bottom of the table, Craigavon Kestrels and Portsmouth Pirates. Well, it feels like it was a lifetime ago, but actually it hasn't been very long since we saw UK Team Splice absolutely blow the crowds away at the Call of Duty World League Open in Birmingham. Now, do you think that seeing UK teams do just so well in the CWL is something that's going to inspire success here in the Arena Clash?
Well, that's the great thing about teams from your home country going on to do something so great, is that you suddenly think, oh, hang on a minute, I can do that because these guys are from where I'm from. So if they can do it, I can do it too. And I think the Arena Clash is a great place for people to start, and it's somewhere that they can turn to get their foot in the door. Really, I mean, it's the first step on your way to greatness, right?
Well, we've got some new players stepping up to try and kind of achieve that kind of success. And the 2 matches that we have this week are absolutely fantastic. So the first set of highlights that we're going to bring you is the Craigavon Kestrels, and they took on the Humber Hunters. And then next up, we're going to be bringing you Plymouth Armada, who took on the London Lionhearts. And your casters this time around are Stealth and Infinity.
Our first game will be the Craigavon Kestrels taking on the Humber Hunters. What are your thoughts on going into this one?
Yeah, I'm really excited to see this matchup. Of course, I said a couple of those names on the Craigavon Kestrels that I do recognise, and I'm really excited to see how they play going up against the Humber Hunters. I expect nothing less here from them than a brilliant game.
But this is a very good performance from the Craigavon Kestrels, as expected.
Yeah, and you saw that, of course, what you saw earlier, that 2-0 victory in the first best of 3 in the Bulls. Coming in the second, this is a great start for them. Josh Day right now on your screen, sitting inside the hill, up top with the bar, providing that overall support, gets Nico. There's still a couple more kills to get, and there we go, going to put some shots into Herbalist. But these players on the Humber Hunters not even getting anywhere near this hill right now. They've got nowhere near the rotation as well. These first few points are going to go Craigavon's way. This is a great position for the boys in Craigavon to be in. Again, they still have that streak untouched. And right now as well, the positions they're in, this is such a good performance from them.
16 seconds left on the clock. They're only 23 away from the win, and really Hull need to pull out probably the biggest comeback I will have ever seen in my entire life if they do this.
Yeah, and I think the thing is there, you got to feel a little bit for the Humber Hunters. You know, they pushed in the front of the hill, they had a full clean wipe except from maybe one player that was still sitting inside. You know, they had the aggression, they had everything going for them. Unfortunately though, you saw the Craigavon Kestrels, they were spawning right at the back of the map. You know, they were spawning very, very close to the hill. You've got to feel for them in that situation, and now finally, maybe they've got some courage here. You know, they've got something going for them, and saying that just like that, a full clean wipe once more. One player left up, he's going to fall shortly soon, and there we go, Sirocco, he's dead to rights. This should be it. The Craigavon Kestrels here looking for those last 10 seconds. No players from the Humber Hunters are close. Pierce is about to get those last streaks, regardless, actually going to get turned on there, but really in the dying seconds of this game, it's not going to matter. Surely they can close this out one right now, and there we go. The Craigavon Kestrels absolutely demolishing the Humber Hunters in map number 1 of the second best of 3.
Can I just get a name change for Humber, please? Can we get them named to the Humber Hunted? Because they are being absolutely hunted down like it's horrid. So we'll see what happens this time round. We've got Smoot, bomb in hand, looking to rotate round towards the A site this time instead. But you can see exactly what I mean with putting all their eggs in one basket. No one has gone towards this A bomb site, all 4 over onto a B. Granted, B's the most popular to go for, but you've got to have some sort of presence on A, or even mid-map to get that information ready. Now the clock is ticking down from 44 seconds already. Nico managed to pick up 1, fantastic stuff. Pierce is now out of the frame. However, Smoot in the bomb site, he's just going to be head glitching this one. There's no way Nico can push through this unless he managed to get an angle. Josh J picks up 1. Still 3 players to go.
Yeah, and this 3 versus 3 now, at least a little bit more manageable somewhat, and now just saying that again, the disadvantage, but it is traded out, so now 2 versus 2, Herbalist and Nico, you know, they need to look for this bomb defusal. They only have 14 seconds to do it. They're in no man's land right now. They are not defusing this bomb. This is too slow a reaction. You know, they're putting in a pincer movement, but again, it's just way too slow, and there's a glide bomb for Smoo. You know, it's just such a bad decision.
Sirocco pushing right the way up, sees one in the corner, does manage to pick up the kill. Fair play to him. That's Vito, that will fall. First blood for that side. He has to back away. Doesn't want to challenge just yet. He might be able to spot the feet. One player to his right hand side managed to do so as well. Bomb has been planted as Leonidas picks up 1 as well. Pierce in a 1 versus 4. I say that. He gets taken down.
It's just not good, and now we're in potentially, second match point now. Craigavon Kestrels 1 round away from taking the second best of 3-2-0, and of course turning 2 match points tonight as well. So for the boys in Craigavon, this could be it. And of course they've got the A-bomb site completely free. Humber Hunters not learning from their mistakes prior. They've put all their eggs in one basket once more, and now they're going to have to rotate right round back to the bomb site. It's not going to happen though. Of course, a glide bomb is going to take down that player who is rotating, Leonidas. And now they're in a 3 versus 4 in no man's land. Might be 2 versus 4 after this kill. Herbalist is going to get slapped in the face there by Piercy. 2 versus 4. This is collapsing for them. Surely this will be it. And I'll tell you what, the Craigavon Kestrels right now, they've got the bomb in hand. They don't want to plant it. They're going for these kills, and that's rightfully so. Finally, they are going to plant it. But Sirocco and Nico right now, they can do nothing here. If they pull this off, it'll be a miracle.
they're just playing with their food right now, and you can't be doing that. I mean, Sirocco managed to pick up one, fantastic. Smoo has now been taken out of the frame. However, there's still 3 more players ahead. You've only got 30 seconds. You can't be sat in a corner. If your teammate's over in ruins, go and challenge with them. You know, you've never heard of like the team up. You know, to be able to trade out the kills. However, he tries to push his way through mid-map, gets taken down, and it's the exact same story as it was in the first series. A thoroughly good performance, once again, from the Craig von Kestrels, really showing what they're made of in week number 1. Slow start from them in the first hardpoint, 250-235. Search and destroy, 6-1 in St. Marie. Fantastic stuff from them. Then we go into second series, 250-72, and then again a 6-1 win in Search and Destroy. The Humber Hunters have a lot to work on for next week. Craig von Kestrels probably not as much, maybe just get warmed up a little sooner so that they don't have such a close first hardpoint game, but other than that, that was a pretty flawless victory for them. Next up though, we've got the Plymouth Armada looking to take on the London Lionhearts, in which should be a very fascinating matchup.
Yeah, we're going to be going straight into this one. Of course, I don't know much about the Plymouth Armada or the London Lionhearts, but from what you've told me, these two teams are fairly average in comparison to what we saw from the Craig von Kestrels. Jumping straight into this one, it's going to be the first few points to the Plymouth Armada, and they're going to be sitting inside the hill advantage straight away with a team kill. That's what we love to see.
Way too many team kills already today, but Apple picks up 2 before being traded out. Plymouth in control as it is. Lovely stuff there from Bird Boy. Recognise that name as well from last season, actually, that being said. So there's at least half the squad of Plymouth that were back from last season. So good to see them maintaining this. Good solid start from them as it is as well. 24 seconds and counting. Really, the London Lionhearts cannot get anywhere near to the hill. It is absolute domination coming in from the Plymouth Armada. Now really, they've only got to get 10 seconds off of this, and with full streaks at hand for Pete, he's got the fighter pilot, the artillery and the glide bomb. They can use the glide bomb to lock down the spawns. He can use the artillery to then shut out the oncoming attack from down the other end of train, and then can use the fighter pilot to do whatever he wants to do with, basically, and that will be game. Hopefully he can use it in such a fashion. Pete has actually used the fighter pilot to take down Moindog. Spawns have not gone the way that they would like, but it is in their control. 4 seconds and counting. Surely they just need to flood inside of here. Geo not doing enough, not getting there quick enough, and the Plymouth Armada take map number 1, despite Geo putting in a real good performance. Let's have a look with the bomb carrier Moindog. Again, with the PPSH at hand, smokes over the top. I think position smokes, actually, not his own team. Trying to get a bit of an advantage position. Bird Boy holding back, holding a bit more passive this time round, not getting as aggressive out through mid.
Yeah, and already in this round, the first blood has been achieved by Pete Bolton. Somehow, their Apple, is going to fall almost immediately. I think that was, what, 5 or 6 seconds in. Pete Bolton with the quick scopes off the start. Regardless, though, what can the London Lionhearts do now with the disadvantage? They've also got to plant this bomb down very quickly, and there, finally, as I say, advantage is actually going to even the odds here. 3 for 3, surely not another one as well. Prisky almost loses that gunfight, but again, the aggression from Prisky going to work out in his favour. Now, Moindog and Geo in the 2 versus 3, still yet to plant this bomb or even attempt it. They do not have any opposition on this bomb site right now. So for the Plymouth Armada, they are literally letting this bomb go down. Prisky is there now. Moindog looking to get this kill, but 20 seconds remain. This team has left it way too late to put this bomb down. Geo is going to even the odds, and that might change the attention of the Plymouth Armada side. Prisky is not going to let that bomb go down, and just like that, again, it's going to make the bomb get off the bomb site, and honestly, in that sort of situation, you leave that bomb plant way too late. Match point here, potentially looking for those 2 match points in their league, and we'll see now, can the London Lionhearts come back into this one? Can they get 4 rounds in a row? We'll see. We're going to jump on board with them here. And again, Moindog, still 1 kill to his name. Not quite Agent 007, but
so watching a mirror reflection for me.
And we'll see now what can happen. Royal Scotty going to go for this bomb straight away. This is an absolutely ballsy play from Plymouth Armada. They give No care in the world for this, and Apple has been spotted. Boindog has got another kill in this one, but it's not going to be for anything. It's a 3 versus 3. Now it's a 3 versus 2 in favour of the Plymouth Armada. All down to Vantage now, as Moindog is going to fall. The bomb is being defused. Surely this is it. Vantage is way too far away, and just like that, the bomb is going to go down. Vantage, now what can he do? In the 1 versus 3. It's not all over yet. He can definitely pull us off if he does. This will be a miracle for his team. And of course, you know, a major boost to how happy they will be. Vantage, though, looking for this first kill, will surely get it onto Birdie Boy. Unless he gets that time, he turns around at the wrong time. Birdie Boy is able to close it out 6-2. We said it, we are not going to see a map 3 yet. After the first day of Arena Clash, Plymouth Armada are going to close out 2-0 in the second series.
To be fair, you kind of had to expect that sort of play coming in after the first series, where you had Plymouth winning 6-3 on the exact same map. It just seemed as if the Lionhearts hadn't learned from their mistakes. They lose out 6-2 this time round.
So let's take a look at the tables for Call of Duty after the first week's action. So where else can we start than Group 1? Now, this week, MK Enigmas were the team that haven't played. Of course, in the first week, we're going to have a team that haven't played in a few of the groups, so we'll have a much clearer picture next week. But this time around, York Vikings and Cardiff Saints are at the top, and Bristol Smugglers and Preston Invincibles are at the bottom. So on to Group 2. Now at the bottom this time we have got the Bradford Rams and the Clyde Claymores. They unfortunately lost their first round matches, so they'll be looking to make a bit of a comeback next week. We'll also have the Tyneside Guardians, who'll be hoping to make a huge impact because they're yet to play. But the teams that have impressed us so far were of course the Norfolk Nighthawks and the Colchester Centurions, sitting pretty at the top of the table. And last but definitely not least is Group 3. Now in this one we have got Humber Hunters and London Lionhearts sat at the bottom of the table, with Plymouth Armada and the incredibly impressive Craigavon Kestrels at the top. They absolutely blew us away this week, so they deserve their position sitting at the top of the table. Now, we've seen some amazing play from Tekken 7 and Call of Duty, but Arena Clash isn't just about the games. It is also about the players and the communities they come from. So each week, we're going to be getting to know some of those players a little bit better through what we are affectionately calling the Players Log. Now, we're going to have the first segment properly later on in the show, but first, let's take a look at some of our favourite entries we've had from our players this week.
I play League of Legends. Well, when I say I play, I participate in League of Legends. My name's Shy, and in case you haven't wondered, I am shy by name, not by nature.
Okay, so today we're playing against Cardiff in a friendly.
With Claymores, we play Overwatch.
Strategy for this round is very simple. If we stay in the base, they can't really kill us.
We've never played together before, we got all the expectations, and it's going to be an easy game.
Not at all.
Well, W.
No idea.
Mouse button 1.
Mouse 1. W.
Sometimes E. Maybe reload.
Q something.
Q.
What's the last thing?
Invul win.
We'll make it 4 times.
Easy. 4 times in a row.
Easy.
Well, now we're heading into the second half of the show, and the next title we're going to take a look at is Overwatch, and this is one of the games that you actually casted. So what are you looking forward to from Overwatch this season?
I think so. The meta has shifted quite heavily quite recently. I mean, we've seen the introduction of 3-3 compositions, whereas we've moved away specifically in Europe from the quad tank style of play, and we're now sort of seeing this mishmash of changing styles, and I'm looking to see the players adapt to it and reinvigorate themselves and play their hearts out. And of course, we've got the new hero coming out as well, so it's all really going to be chopping and changing this season, which I think is really exciting, and it's really going to weed out the mice from the men.
Well, obviously, you casted this alongside Blank, so let's take a look at their casting handiwork. We've got 2 games again coming up for you. So first up, we're going to take a look at the Humber Hunters v the Bristol Smugglers, and then after that, we'll be taking a look at the Bradford Rams v the MK Enigmas.
So let's take a look at the rosters for these teams. We've got Damage Comet, fresh from a sesh, Ethyat, Hey, I'm Jade, Mivia, 666, Life, and Lifelong Jam on the Hunters. So not names that I'm particularly familiar with, but I think we'll get to know them pretty well over the course of these next 4 games.
Yeah, hopefully. Mivia 666 strikes me as quite a good one. I mean, the name seems harmless, and then you have 666 at the end, which is rather amusing. Yeah. But over the Bristol Smugglers, we do have Swanky Orc, Greeno, Mosher, Alleycat, Obscura Owl, and So do I.
They're not going to be able to build up that Transcendence just yet. The res comes through, and the Reinhardt's taken down as well, so no res for the front line. There goes the Rocket Barrage on the back, finds one, but a huge Earth Shatter makes it not matter at all, as the Junkrat chucks out that concussion grenade, and that is going to be all she wrote. The Death Bomb's actually finding the kill onto Fresh, but they're turning it around. A lot of damage as both tanks for Bristol do fall down, and a res comes through. This should be a good hold, but Mini Diva isn't going to last long. Overtime ticks down, and Hull hold before that third and final point. Bongo goes down again, but it's just going to be getting so zoned out. The sound barrier available, but it's not going to matter. 2 kills go through. Genji and Lucio both fall, and this should be yet again another solid, strong hold for the Bristol side as the members of Hull just falling left and right. Greeno is just devastating into this front line. He is a monster on this Reinhardt. He will see the map being won for Bristol as they take it before that third capture. Tracer on the point, trying to stall it out, trying to keep everyone alive. That's a huge amount of regen coming through because, of course, Brigitte on this point, just so much regen coming through, but finally shut down. Greeno charges on through, and there we go, the first point being taken by Bristol. And this is a brilliant fight yet again for Bristol. They're trying to play too close, but the pushes just aren't coordinated for Hull. They're going to get shut out, and yet again, they lose the first fight, and they lose that point. And there's the Diva Bomb and the Mei Wall yet again available. Where's the Gravidon Surge? The charge and the pin comes through, and it's taken down before it can be used. That's absolutely huge for the Bristol side. They need to charge it on through. The Death Blossom just zones Ethiat off the point, and they will clean it out, looking to go for that retake on the point. You can see it, they're just capping it on through. Overtime starts to tick down. 88% on the enemy team, but it's not going to matter when they have no players left standing. They should be able to just take this one, and 2-0 on Nepal, as it is going to be Bristol yet again. Greeno charges straight on in, and already in signature style finds 2 kills. This is a brutal stomping. They don't need ults. They don't need anything to help them out. They are just going to punch straight through. Their second point goes through. But out of the wings, who's that emerging? It's Greeno. He's jumping straight onto the point. They're trying to hold it, but Game Hull will be able to get down the damage. That's all that they need, and that's all the damage that they need to find. But the Mercy trying to keep that Bastion alive. They shut it out. The Mosha's still on that point, still trying to hold, but it's not going to be enough. 1 minute is burned down all the way. They did go to overtime, so 1 minute 45 on the clock for the Bristol side, 1 minute for Hull. Well, there's the Dragon Blade coming through. It needs to be big, and it needs to be now, but unfortunately the Bastion is still ready there, just sat in the corner doing so much damage. They managed to hold on to the second point. This is going to mean that it is going to be available for the victory if they can find the time, if they can find the openings. Hull, they need to hold that defense, but if Bristol can find the openings, they could be in with a chance of winning it here.
Now they only have 15 seconds to take this. This will be a blazing fast push if they can make it.
And look at the ult charge as well for the defense. They have the Bastion who's coming up. They have the Earth Shatter almost available. Greeno on 60%. Probably won't have it before they have to go in, but they have to move forwards now. It's do or die, and the Orisa gets pinned back. That means the Orisa shield won't be quite in the right place, but it's not going to matter because there goes the tank form. There goes all the damage they need. The Soldier gets shut down. Mercy to follow. The beautiful Riptire, and that is a clean hold for Bristol.
I mean, if you can't beat them, join them. And that's exactly what Hull did.
They managed to get back onto the cart. There's the charge, but it isn't actually going to be able to get down the steps, and it will stay near Greeno. He now has the Earth Shatter available, but he's not even going to have to use it. They managed to push all the way to that third and final point, but once more they have to fall back. Once more they have to regroup. Moira around the side will drop that Coalescence down, and they have to go for the push there. There's the Rocket Barrage being burnt by Soda Rife, and they aren't finding the kills that they need. The Bastion does go down, but the Mercy still has that res available. They're looking to find it, and actually that's a lot of damage coming out from the defense. They're just getting seen off yet again.
That's a ton of damage. Overtime now. This could be Bristol taking this one 3-1.
What time is it? I don't think it's quite high noon.
Not
it's going to
quite
be
high
the
noon.
Bristol Smugglers, though, taking it, as you say, 3-1. Yeah, so, well, that was all 4 maps. If you have to give a man of the match, who are you thinking? Who springs to the forefront of your mind?
I have to put it to Mosha. I mean, divas, you see, when they play extremely well, they often go unnoticed. And in the moment, if we just watch all the maps, if we did watch all the maps back, we're not going to do that right now. That would be tedious.
Oh.
You do see the diva. Production says you can, but
oh no, it's fine. Don't worry.
But you often don't see them make too many mistakes. Mosha was just always there. Well placed diva self-destruct you saw on Temple of Anubis. That was insane through the window. Oh god, if you're an old man in the house, you got to be unhappy about that. Smashing through your window there. I'd be calling the police in that case.
Of course, the next game that will be coming up will be the Bradford team versus the Milton Keynes Enigmas. Of course, the Bradford Rams coming in with Effie, Lamb Jam, Erupting Star, Volio, Cannon Fodder, MK4, Foxworth as well.
Yeah, and on the MK Enigma's side, they've got Clawlaw, Magna Lynx, Arcs, the 129, the mighty Cod and Delston.
So anyway, we are going to get back straight into the fight as they are going to push forward. The Riptide does get popped, but Transcendence is there to try and keep everyone alive. Mercy is sought out and found. The Earth Shatter in response will find exactly what they're looking for. They continue their push, the Ho-Ho keeping Mercy up and away into the skies. Not able to quite shut it down just yet, but the Valkyrie finally finishing, and she just sinks down to a slow and painful death. They do get that, and they push it all the way to the third and final point. And it just feels like the Bradford Rams aren't resetting properly. They're pushing forwards, they're maybe losing one, maybe two, and they're like, oh, maybe we can get something, and then they lose another player, and then they have to reset all over again, but they just aren't finding their feet. But they've already lost so much in this fight. The Winston jumping up, trying to save some time, but Delston has swapped over back onto that Reaper. He is doing so much damage. He's going to be looking at that Winston and thinking, oh, it's time to go, and the overtime ticks away. They hold on the first point, and the MK Enigmas take an early lead. They've already lost their Zenyatta, so no Transcendence being built up. They're finding the kills, though. It doesn't matter. There's Farah inside the point. He's in swinging range of the hammer. They're stepping up, but they've started to turn the tide of the fight. They've taken down the enemy. Mercy, there goes the rocket barrage from G'day Shimada 1. He's going to kill himself on it, but damage has been done already. They're not stepping up to the point, and already the MK Enigmas are starting to recoup, so you can see they've managed to just hold on throughout what was quite a chaotic fight there. Farah in the skies, getting zoned out by Hanzo, but the Mercy's there, trying to go for the healing, can't quite land the shots that he needs, and the arrow finally connects. Arx takes down the Mercy to boot, and they step onto the point. Huge fight for the MK Enigmas. They are going to be able to cap, they're going to be able to hold the point, and the first map goes to the MKs. Dragon Strike goes a little bit wide, trying to keep everyone down into that channel, but there's the Pulse Bomb, actually only takes down the Orisa Supercharger. Not getting too much bang for the buck on that, but they are going to be able to take down Amazing at the start. First casualty of the fight, second soon to follow, and Delston finds the third headshot onto the Zenyatta. Already popped the Transcendence, so that wasn't available anyway. The MK Enigmas, they just wipe it off. They're going to be clean again, finding that second map, trying to hold the attackers off, but it's not going to matter too much. There goes the whole hog. The Bear Trap isn't going to be able to stop him in his tracks as the Zarya gets zoned off, taken down, and the MK Enigmas roll onto point B. They are going to be able to get that first tick. The respawns are starting to come through. Valkyrie gets popped by the MK Enigmas, and the Dragon Strike to try and zone them out. Mercy on the point, flying around. Delston to shut it down. The charge from the Mighty Cod to just push them back into the side. The MK Enigmas take that second point, and Bradford Rams have their work cut out for them against a 4-minute 30 timer. The time is ticking down. They're trying to push onto the point. The res needs to come through, but instead it's going to come out for the MK Enigmas. They bring Mighty Cod back to the land of the living. They fish him out the depths of hell and bring him back just in time to see that overtime timer ticking away. D.Va trying to keep it alive. Coalescence gets burned to try and keep him up, but it's not going to be quite enough. Reinhardt's there trying to push on forwards, but he's already lost the rest of his team. Charge back into the boxes, and back they go. Yet again, Bradford Rams sent packing as the MK Enigmas hold strong on Temple of Anubis. They take it up to 3-0, and they have a massive lead now, looking to go for that 4. But the MK Enigmas have already opened up on to that Orisa. They've already lost a little bit of power for that Bastion, and they get taken down almost immediately. Reinhardt is susceptible to those knockbacks, will get himself pummeled into a wall. The Molten Core gets popped again, but it's a little bit too little too late. Delston taking down that Bastion yet again after the res. The Torbjorn on point, trying to use that health buffer, but it's not going to be enough. They step forwards, they step up. The res from the Mercy, not going to be able to do too much. The MK Enigmas step up, and 4-0. Blizzard World does go down to the MK Enigmas.
Well, GG to the MK Enigmas and the Bristol Smugglers. And of course, let's take a quick look at how the tables are looking after the first week. So let's kick things off with Group 1, and this is one of the most interesting groups because it featured the Colchester Centurions, who were last season's winners. Unfortunately, they didn't actually play, so we didn't get to see any action from them, but I'm sure next week they're really going to mix things up. This week, however, the Tyneside Guardians were the team to watch. They were the only team in this group to win a match, so they are at the top of the table, closely followed by the London Lionhearts and Craigavon Kestrels, who drew. And at the bottom of the table, the Norfolk Nighthawks. In Group 2, there were no draws, however. Kingston Harriers and York Vikings both won their games, so they've got 3 points apiece. And the Cardiff Saints and Bristol Ballers lost theirs, so they have none. And we didn't see any action from the Portsmouth Pirates, so we'll have to wait till next week to see what they're like. Group 3 was another straightforward round of action this week, with the MK Enigmas and Bristol Smugglers both getting 3 points for a win, and Humber Hunters and Bradford Rams getting 0 points for a loss. And finally, there wasn't a huge amount of action in Group 4. We only saw one match. So the Teesside Steelers and Preston Invincibles didn't play, but the Clyde Claymores beat Plymouth Armada. Well, we teased it earlier on in the show, so here it is. Brand new to the Belong Arena Clash recap show, the Players Log.
Judging from the ranks from both sides, I think we have the better shot at winning, although I wouldn't underestimate any of the teams in this Arena Clash. However, we have some secret picks, so I think that they won't expect it, and I think it'll be a pretty easy match overall. I played in the last Arena Clash, which was we didn't make it out of group stage due to the format, where if we did come out, we would have come out as a second seed. That was due to Portsmouth, the champions of the last Arena Clash and the one before that, so they're really formidable opponents, and the test in this Arena Clash will definitely be to beat them and take the first seed. It's been really fun. I played in the last one, obviously, so the fact that I'm here again can testify that I think it's been really fun. I mean, it's a really good way to meet a lot of different people, and you don't normally get many opportunities to play 5v5 in team play scenarios, so it's been great.
Well, I am sad to say we've got just one title left, and it's another one that you casted this time around, League of Legends. So what do you think of this season?
I think, again, it's kind of an all-to-play for season. We've seen some changes go through. Some of the teams that were there before aren't quite the same, and a little bit of change going on. But from the games we saw this week, I mean, well, we'll see them in a minute, but yeah, we had some really strong performances.
Well, we've had some absolutely fantastic games this week, but we have whittled it down to just two to bring you the highlights. So first up, we're going to take a look at the Humber Hunters v the Colchester Centurions, and then after that, we'll be taking a sneak peek at the Bristol Smugglers v the Norfolk Nighthawks. And obviously casted by none other than John, joined by Doctor.
On the Humber Hunter side, we've got Nightingale, Crades, Exalt, or Zolt, Argyle, Curia, and then over on Colchester Centurions, Order of Ambers, Fippo, Night Fox, Dungeon, Mat, and Meddler. Well, speaking of gained, they have gained presence over towards that top side. An early gank towards the Swain is going to be the focus of the Talia. The red buff slow on the auto attacks forces the flashback from the Swain. Still available for both of his enemies. He's going to get ruptured backwards, and the first kill, first blood, over to Argyle on the Humber Hunters. Yet again, the stun doesn't go through. She steps forwards, and that's another kill for Argyle, absolutely stepping up to the plate. Forces the Sejuani away. They have got the pressure as well around the back. They're going to spot out the Vayne. Diana's ready and waiting. They haven't used the rupture just yet, but that's quite a lot of damage being pumped out by the Vayne. The exhaust goes through, but in comes Braum to save the day. Diana picks up the kill, sends Sejuani back as well. And the Nami goes down to follow. A lovely double kill there for the Humber Hunters mid laner. Being pressured back, the flash forward from the jungler, but oh my god, the Luden's proc is going to be able to bounce down, and that is a massive kill, a massive pickup on the tanky front line that they needed to try and go in for this fight. But the shield's going in the wrong way. Vayne tumbles forwards, perhaps over aggressively as the rest of the team's there. There's the Featherstorm coming out, and it's going to be the kill going over to the mid laner, but only one falls in what was a surprisingly mitigated fight there for the Colchester Centurions. There's really not much they can do. The amount of damage you can see, just one poke going through onto that Sejuani, starting up the fight as well. They've already backed 3 off back underneath the turret, and they haven't even started to go for these carries. There's the ultimate being dropped down by Braum. Threaded volley just doing so much damage, and Diana straight into the backline. Finally a kill goes down, but they've already lost 3. One more to follow, and there goes the Veigar, last man standing. Just trying to flash forwards, and there's the kill going over to the Zarya. Just wiped off the face of the Rift. 5 kills go over in an ace for the Humber Hunters. In goes the Sejuani, chucked back into the rest of the team, taken down very, very quickly. Yet again, seems to be the story for the rest of this game. There's the ult from the Urgot, bringing the Vayne back into the danger zone. Will finally go down, and there's the Veigar to follow. Has to flash away, but it's not going to be enough. Another kill going over to the Colchester Centurions. But the Nexus turrets are starting to fall. Nami sent all the way back to that fountain. Has to tuck at their tail between the legs as the second Nexus tower falls. They're batting on the door of their first victory in this best of 2. The Humber Hunters with an absolute schooling, 32 kills to 2 in 15 minutes. An absolutely devastating opening game for the Humber Hunters.
The gank coming in from Argyle will be on a ward, but I don't know if that's enough.
He's warded, but he's stepped far too far forward. Shyvana walked away, and with that, the flash is burned. The red buff and the alpha strike come through, and Argyle once more starts to rain terror in game number 2. Yeah, I haven't seen Shyvana doing too much either. He's spotted out on a ward, but in the bot lane again, jumps forward. That Zenith Blade dragging him straight into danger's path. Gets ignited, has to flash away the heal burn from the AD carry, but it's not going to be enough. The Winter's Bite is going to land the stun onto Nightfox. They're jumping it in. There's the Silver Waltz proc. One more should do it. The tumble forwards, and the burst comes through. That's a kill in the bot lane, making it 2 total for that engage.
Board of Embers. Hey!
There's the stopwatch. It is going to be broken, but he does go golden underneath the turret. It's not going to matter for too long.
Oh,
And that's
easy.
Supermatic, a death rocket, comes in for the snipe kill. 3 kills now on the board for the Colchester Centurions.
Wraith has just always been incredibly underleveled in this game, even before Humber really started to take over. Sort of had an excuse last game because the horrendous level 1 and, you know, starting with Q as we see some more kills picked up by Humber, but I think this game, it was really just a result of inefficient pathing, you know, not using your time in the best manner, and so you just slowly fall behind in XP as your opponent just gets basically more CS than you.
And not even the pathing, warding as well.
That's
been a big thing that the Colchester Centurions have been not doing as well as they could have done. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, you've got the Rift Herald jumping on forward, Solar Flare to try and zone them away, but he's just given up. Look at that. As soon as you get caught out, as soon as you step too far forward, you're going to be punished with the amount of damage being pumped out. Finds a second, and Ornn just gets the 1v1 kill in the top lane. Rift Herald's still alive, and they're going for blood. Just jump onto the Annie. There's the ult for the Braum. There, Vayne is able to pick up the kill. Rift Herald actually might be able to chunk onto the Nexus at this rate. It's not looking too strong, but they actually just popped the surrender out. 17 minutes, 4 seconds on the clock. Again, a very similar story to last game. So I think that, as you said before, the things to take away, warding and pathing.
Yeah, pretty much.
For Colchester, so that's what they need to work on. Humber Hunters, though, is there anything that you saw from them that maybe wasn't as good as it could be? Maybe something that they can improve on as well?
Personally, I don't know why Argyle never went for the refillable pot.
Okay.
It's pretty efficient. I think it's always a good shout. That's pretty much all I know coming into this. Like I said, you know, it's a new season. It's the first week. There's not a lot of extra storylines to go on, but hopefully these games are going to end either, like, at least after 15 minutes, unlike the first, and not in a surrender, unlike the second.
Hopefully. We'll have to wait and see what they're able to do. We've got another best of 2 coming up for you right now, which is, of course, the Bristol team versus Norfolk. Joining me again is Doctor, and I am John Allen. Well, the gank going over into the top lane. The Rupture lands, the knockback as well. Flash being burnt, but it's too little, too late. Talia finds the first blood, but over in the bot side, there's a double stun coming out for the Bard. The kill goes through for the Ezreal, but he is going to get clapped back. The Bard Ignite finds the kill. Now it's just Vladimir versus the Thresh, and they're both pretty full HP. He shouldn't be able to do too much. Ooh, the Flag and Drag just to bring himself to safety as Jarvan gets away from the Talia. Ooh, there's the Destiny coming out from the Twisted Fate, but it's been spotted out completely as the Jarvan will jump on in. But so much damage from Professor Brian Cox will mean that Jarvan just falls almost instantly. 7-1 and 4. That's a damage you don't want to be dealing with. Oh, the Hemoplague and the ultimate from the Talon as well just burst them down in response. We can do it too, they say. Oh, the flash forward from the Bard, not finding the stun, the Flay to get them back. There's the slows from the auto attacks. Vladimir flashing forwards, try to engage on it. The Rupture will find the knock-up and make sure that they get the slow, but he's been stunned at the back line. Bard able to pick up the kill onto the Twisted Fate, but it is going to be the Retribution kill. Talon goes down to follow, and Ezreal able to wade in a brilliant fashion. Dave, the absolute unit that he is, stays alive, but the Hemoplague will claim the kill in the end. There's the knockback, and now they're starting to wade on through. Threaded volley after threaded volley doing so much damage. Professor Brian Cox is going low on mana, however. They cannot keep going on this fight. They jump on towards Bard to find the final kill, and they should be able to close it down here.
Are we going to see a flash hook?
Maybe. The will sail wide. The stun goes go through on the gold card. Seismic shot back in, and that's so much damage. Brian Cox just burns through the health bar. Vladimir who, they say, as they push on to that high ground turret.
Oh my god, absolutely disgusting damage. Not a lot left for Norfolk. No knock-up coming onto Taylor, but the gold card going to pick him up. And
they're just going in for the fight, but he's versus 5. He has 4 people there ready and waiting. Dave very, very low. The flash forward from the Talon, trying to get all the damage down, managed to pick up the kill, but Bahamut will be sent down to the depths of hell as the Nexus is being knocked on now. The Bristol Smugglers looking to end it out. The 15 to 33 kills. The hook just for style points. Sejuani goes down. That is going to be the game. 1-0 so far to the Bristol Smugglers. Moving forward into this best of 2, they're looking very strong. Graves is just back up in that jungle, so he's not quite near enough. Oh, and for the couple of seconds that we saw Pyke off screen, he's almost back to full health.
Yeah.
So which means they can go for the re-engage. It's exactly what they're going to do. The Ghost is going to get the stun, the hook back on in. Bard managed to land the stun onto Brand. They could turn this one around. He flashes forwards of all directions, and Ash picks up the kill. Ornn jumping onto the Graves in the top side. Both mid laners roaming down. Call of the Forge God gets dropped, and that's a lot of CC going down. But Lux lines up all three. So much damage getting burnt out, and Brian Cox gets away. Mundo comes in for the flank. He's going to be dropping those cleavers left and right. The Ornn goes golden, but how long is it going to last? There's the masochism, and that is a lot of pain being dealt out by the Bristol Smugglers. Call of the Forge God is dropped. He doesn't have the ultimate available in this trade. The fire goes out, but it's in the wrong direction. Speaking of, they're going to be able to try and go for the slows. Needs to get the headbutt, but he drops the cleaver, and he's going to be able to get away. Bard jumping now onto Brand in that bot lane, gets the stun. Ash there to capitalize on the damage, and just like that, Norfolk Nighthawks recoup that top little bit of a kerfuffle in that bot side. Oh, an Ash arrow managed to land the stun onto the Pyke. Of course, relatively squishy. That's a lot of damage being dealt out. It has to go camouflage. The roots coming down from that Lux, but Professor Brian Cox steps forwards, gets burned away, and that's going to be the Ezreal finding the kill. There's the teleport coming out from the Mundo. The ultimate has been popped, so he's pushing it forwards. They stop to go for the red buff, but it's going to be death sentence for them as they just overcommit into that jungle. They overstay their welcome. Now it's Pyke trying to go for the 1 versus 1 as the rest of his team is going to come up to give him the numbers advantage. There's the kill going through, but it's traded back by the Ash onto the Pyke. The advantage, though, still just going the way of the Bristol Smugglers in that fight. Bristol Smugglers now putting pressure on that middle inhib. They should be able to take that one down. They've already taken the bot one as well. Professor Brian Cox just taking face. He's almost tankier than the Sejuani at this point, purely from level 15 to level 9. That's absolutely crazy. You can see they're just jumping in. Ornn really not able to do too much on the back lines. Will get taken down by the Professor himself. Bard is going to fall to Brand. And now Sejuani and Ezreal running for the hills. The ultimate drop down on that Graves just to stop him from moving any closer to them. They do not want any slice of that point.
I mean, this is looking like it's going to be game. Now they're just messing around in the fountain.
Style points. They're going to be able to go for the ultimate. Lux just burns 2 people on their own base, and they're going to get the kill. They're going to be able to find the Nexus as well, and that is the Bristol Smugglers taking the 2-0 win over the Norfolk Nighthawks. They will be winning in week 1, and Maya, what a way to do it.
All right, so there you have it. That's the results of Group 4.
Yeah.
2-0 coming up from both teams.
Well, we'll have lots more league action next week, but until then, here's a look at the tables. So let's start right at the beginning with Group 1. Now, Plymouth Armada were the team that really impressed us this week. They were the only team in their group to win their match, so they grabbed the requisite 3 points and are sat at the top of the table. They're followed up by Nottingham Alt and Bradford Rams, who drew, which snagged them 1 point each. And unfortunately, Portsmouth Pirates and Clyde Claymores are sat at the bottom with 0. No draws in Group 2, only wins for the Teesside Steelers and Kingston Harriers. The Cardiff Saints didn't play, but the York Vikings and MK Enigmas lost. Group 3 was much the same. We didn't see any draws here, so straight wins for the London Lionhearts and the Preston Invincibles, who took down the Bristol Brawlers and the Craigavon Kestrels. And finally, Group 4 has to be one of the most impressive this week. We saw some really incredible games, which saw the Humber Hunters and the Bristol Smugglers grab their 3 points for a win, taking down the Norfolk Nighthawks and the Colchester Centurions. So that is pretty much it for this week. What would you say your highlights were?
Well, I think we saw some spectacular plays, but obviously I casted League of Legends and Overwatch, so I'm leaning a little bit more towards those. But I think Blank highlighted it during the cast as well. The threaded Diva ultimate through that window on Temple of Anubis was really, really good to see. Some spectacular plays, and I think as well Greeno on that Reinhardt. Very, very strong Earth Shatters. Very, very good to see that him and his Diva pair, who was, of course, Moshe. I can't forget Moshe. Yeah, very, very strong. And then Arcs, obviously, on that Hanzo, very good. We've seen a lot of, in League of Legends as well, we've seen a lot of Talia do very, very well, being played in both the mid and the jungle roles. So I'm really excited to see how that's going to develop. Obviously, it was a UK stalwart pick for people like Crumel, who's a long-standing UK player of League of Legends. So yeah, I think we've had some really great players. Obviously, I'm not so versed in Call of Duty and Tekken, so I'm not probably as qualified as some of our other casters to go through that. But from what I saw, you know, we had standout performances from Pierce and Josh on their respective teams. Actually, on the same team, I think, for the Kestrels. Very, very good from them. So I think all around, we've seen some quite dominant performances this week. So maybe not a lot to say when went pretty close. I think the closest actually was in one of the Call of Duty games, but nonetheless, I think we've had some really great moments.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I think definitely Mosher on D.Va was one of my favourites. I think, as was mentioned during the game, you know, it's a role that's often overlooked, and yet it's so vital. And so I have to say we've had some really great play. I am a D.Va main, so, you know, I'm always looking out for a good D.Va. But yeah, I think that is it for this week. We've had some really fantastic moments. I've absolutely loved catching up on the games. And obviously, you can find us in between shows on all the usual social channels. We are Belong Arenas. And if you want to get involved, you can find us at belong.gg. And of course, you can watch all the matches next week live on Facebook and YouTube. But for now, this was John Allen. I'm Ella Silly Wood, and join us back here next week for more Arena Clash.